how is West Asia seeing this? How are they negotiating? Because they also live in an area where there is constant strife. We are living in an area, in a region also where there is strife. We've just going through Operation Sindoor. How is, for example, Oman dealing with it? How is UAE dealing? How is Saudi Arabia? Because you've done postings there, you know that region very well. You've lived there. So could you tell me how they are doing? Can India learn something from them?
When I said the world is in churn, I would suggest that almost every part of the world is in some churn or the other. For example, Africa is going through extraordinary strife in Libya and in Sudan. Latin America is very of them, some of their state order is fragile,
Sure.
and the Americans are not helping with the daily bombings and killings of ordinary people called drug smugglers, but actually
And
very
we don't know what's going to
ordinary.
happen in Venezuela
Yeah.
next week.
Yes, so many parts of the world are insecure. So not only is there uncertainty about world order at the apex level, even at regional level, you find a sense of disorder, a sense of insecurity, sharpening competitions, etc. So there are competitions, there are confrontations, and conflicts. These are the three C's as you go up the chain. West Asia is extremely fragile. The outlook is extremely uncertain. They have gone through a searing experience in terms of the mass murder carried out by Israel in Gaza. 70,000 people killed right in front of our eyes, overwhelmingly women and children, serving no strategic purpose that we can see. Basically, an attempt by the Israelis to extinguish the Palestinian resistance physically, just as Hitler wanted to extinguish the Jewish question by extinguishing the Jews. Exactly in the same way, mass murder is carried out, genocide is carried out. And my simple point would be this. Genocide doesn't help because in the case of the Jews themselves, there were 6 million of them were killed in 6 years, and yet within 3 years of the end of the Second World War, they had their state in 1948. So what did it serve? So I would say this. Where the West Asians are concerned, they are extremely insecure. None of them ever, when they were constructed by the retreating British Raj over there also, none of the states that emerged could be called internally secure. Mm-hmm. They were meant to depend for their security on the Western powers. And it is true of Pakistan, of Israel, and all the Gulf countries and large parts of West Asia as such. Today, what is troubling them are the following. Not only do you have an extremely aggressive in Israel, which has made it very clear by attacking Doha that no target in West Asia is outside their scope. So even the Gulf monarchies have been told, regardless of the fact that you are close to the Americans and otherwise you pursue moderate policies, even you can be attacked by us. Iran obviously has already been attacked. The Americans are not seen as credible security guarantors. So you have a churn in world order, a competition at the apex level between China and the United States, and also between the Russians and the Western Alliance. You also have Israel cleaning up West Asia of anyone who threatens the Western Alliance. Please recall, Israel's actions in West Asia are part of the larger effort being made by the Western Alliance to clean out all those who oppose their hegemony. So in the case of Europe, it is the Ukraine war. In the case of West Asia, it is the Gaza war. And in the case of China, not yet a military conflict, but competition in regard to economic issues, technological issues, logistical connectivity matter. This is still the West asserting that they will not allow their hegemony to be compromised. These are the three aspects. Now, the countries in West Asia don't know which way to go, particularly because in Donald Trump, you have an unreliable and unpredictable leader. So what they are doing is the short-term arrangement, reaching out to Donald Trump, basically pandering to his ego, making him feel good, giving him the luxury, the pomp, the luxury, and
Airplanes.
basically making
An airplane.
and gifts.
Yeah.
He's a very, very corrupt individual. We know that. And therefore, they are pandering to that. But it is very clear that they do not see the United States as a credible security partner.
Namaste, Jai Hind. You're watching ANI podcast with Smita Prakash.
अगर हम उसको मस्जिद कहेंगे तो फिर विवाद होगा।
The issue is टूटा है क्या भारत?
400 पार का मतलब ये है कि संविधान खतरे में है।
क्या हम लोग ये निर्देश देते हैं कि फला को गिरफ्तार करके जेल डाल दें?
वही तो कह रहे हैं सब।
ये बेबुनियाद निराधार आरोप।
सच्चा सुनना चाहो देखो स्मिता प्रकाश ANI, it does not lie.